First of all, let me just thank everyone for being here to join us as we begin to prepare for winter weather that's expected to impact Dallas over the this upcoming weekend. I want to thank the leaders who are standing here with me today. Our focus is simple. We want to keep our residents safe during this weather event. We want to make sure that all of our city infrastructure is functioning properly. And we also want to make sure that all of our most vulnerable neighbors, that they are protected during this time. Our teams have been closely monitoring all of the different forecasts at the national level, the local level, to make sure that we activate our winter weather operations plan. This plan allows for us to coordinate efforts across public safety, transportation, including our aviation department, all of the work that we do around homeless services, and our critical infrastructure. This plan guides us on how we staff emergency operations. It also gives us an opportunity to trigger when we open our warming centers and expand shelter capacity for those who we know are unsheltered. What you will hear shortly are from the day's leaders who will be working around the clock during this weekend to ensure that our operations plan is moving forward effectively and successfully. Kevin Oden, our Director of Emergency Management and Crisis Response, will discuss the operation planning efforts and will talk about all the activities that are related to that plan. Our Director of Transportation, Gus Concarly, will discuss how we prepare all of our streets and our highways during inclement weather. Sarah Standardford, the Director of Dallas Water Utilities, will talk and give you guidance on how to protect your water pipes at home and your businesses during this period. And Paul Ramon, the Director of Animal Services, will talk about how to keep your pets safe. You will also hear from Fire Chief Justin Ball on our fire planning departmental efforts. Chief Como will talk about the work that we will be doing within the Dallas Police Department during this time period. Cliff Gillespie with our Dallas Sanitation Department will also give you updates on how we will be handling collections. And Lauren Rounds with Dallas Love Field will also talk about the work that is underway to ensure that we have all of our air safety precautions in place at Dallas Love Field. As I mentioned earlier, this is truly a team effort. Our city departments continue to work in alignment with all of our regional partners, our nonprofits, and our private providers to ensure that we have the capacity to respond effectively. We also want to make sure that we're looking at ways that we can alleviate and reduce the strain on our city resources during this time and ensure that we serve the residents of Dallas who might be impacted by freezing temperatures and precipitation. We will continue throughout this weather event to provide you with updates. Through our operations planning team, they ensure that our coordination and our connectivity with all of our other partners, that it's in place, and we will also be sharing information throughout all of our social media networks. We will be available after you hear from those individuals with any questions. And again, thank you so very much for being here today. We appreciate you taking the opportunity to help us share this information broadly with the residents of Dallas. And with that, I'll turn it over to Kevin Oden, our Director of Emergency Management and Crisis Response.
Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Oden. I'm the Director of Emergency Management and Crisis Response here at the city. Thank you, City Manager, for the opportunity, and also Chief Arditz, our Chief of Public Safety, for his support and guidance. We're here today to share where the city stands as we're preparing for the winter weather event that is expected to begin on Friday evening and continue through the weekend with freezing temperatures and associated impacts likely into early next week. I want to take a quick second to recognize my team, our staff, our peers, here in the city, as well as our partners outside the city. It has been a very productive but very fast last 48 hours to get to the point we're at now. So right now the city is in a pre-incident posture, and I want to emphasize that again, for the last 48 hours we've been preparing both early and deliberately. Here's what the city is doing as we move forward. The Emergency Operations Center is expected to activate Saturday morning at 7 a.m. to coordinate and monitor any impacts and transition to citywide response. The Transportation and Public Works has crews that are being pre-positioned with resources in order to scout bridges, overpasses, and prepare their ICE Force teams, which consist of 50 standing vehicles, to take care of any slick spots or hazardous City of Dallas roadway conditions. Our Dallas Police and Fire Rescue departments are fully staffed and operating under their normal severe weather protocols. Our utilities and infrastructure partners that include Encore, Atmos Energy, Dallas Water Utilities, and others all have crews that are staged and ready to respond to any infrastructure outages that are affected as of this event. Sanitation, our city facilities department, our IT, aviation, and other core departments have all adjusted their operations to maintain essential services through and during this weekend. And then next, our inclement weather shelter operations, which will be operated by the Austin Street Center and their partners, will open at Fair Park on 4 p.m. Friday and will remain open while freezing conditions persist. The Dallas Street Response teams will operate Friday through Sunday to transport any unsheltered residents to that shelter, and that is all coordinated through the 311 system. We set up a request where folks can get transportation to that shelter. We dispatch teams, they're picked up and then transported over there. And then equally important as that is our crisis intervention teams are preparing to be able to conduct welfare checks and outreach to any of our vulnerable residents that might be affected during this storm. So equally important to what the city is doing is what our residents can continue to do to stay safe. If you don't have to travel, especially during icy conditions, we encourage residents to not do that. Road conditions can definitely deteriorate quickly. We encourage our residents to prepare their homes both tonight and tomorrow, protect exposed pipes, check their heating systems, and we're able to have supplies on hand. We encourage residents to do that. We also encourage checking on neighbors, seniors, and anyone who may need assistance during this extreme cold event, and report to the city if there's any areas where we can help with those residents. If you experience a power outage, please report it directly to your utility provider. For Encore customers here in Dallas, the number is 888-313-4747. And then obviously if anyone you know or if you see someone that needs assistance, either getting to shelter or being provided outreach or support by the city, please report that to 311. And in closing, we're continuing to coordinate closely with all of our regional partners, other cities, the state, et cetera, and we will continue providing updates as the conditions evolve. Our main focus is protecting life, maintaining our critical services, and responding quickly to any impacts that occur. And with that, I'll turn over next to Director Concarly of the Transportation and Public Works Department.
Thank you, Director Oden. My name is Gus Concarly, Director of the Department of Transportation and Public Works. So we at the Department of Transportation and Public Works, we're taking a three-pronged approach in three areas. Number one is we're coordinating with our contractors who are constructing our roadways to try to clear the roadways and coordinate any activities. And also, the second approach is certainly the street operations and then the traffic operations. So the Transportation and Public Works Department will lead the road treatment with the Dallas Water Utilities providing support. Trucks will be monitoring roads and bridges and will be pre-treating with and sand as necessary. The city will provide sanding operations only on major thoroughfares, along public transit routes, and around medical and critical facilities. We do not sand residential streets unless requested by Dallas Police Department and Dallas Fire Rescue in case of emergency. The city will actively monitor this weather event and will adjust the resources as needed. As always, travelers, as was mentioned before, are encouraged to pay attention to road conditions and minimize non-essential trips during the predicted inclement weather. As noted before, the city will pre-position technical staff to be available during the event to address the traffic operation interruptions as well as the sanding operation. The efforts will concentrate on bridges, overpasses, inclines, and intersections of major thoroughfares. And then we will also provide the response to dark bus routes and other areas critical to public safety, such as hospitals and fire stations. On the traffic operations side, in case there is a power outage and the traffic signals are not operational, please treat the intersections as multiple-way stop signs before proceeding through the intersections. And if there is any issues with any traffic signals, the public should report non-working traffic signals by calling 311 for non-emergency service requests. Additionally, the city is reminding all property owners to turn off their residential and commercial sprinkler systems and to know where their auto shut-off valves are in order to minimize impacting the roadways and the surrounding areas. With that, I'll turn it over to Director Standifer if there is anything on the Dallas Water Utility side.
Good afternoon, Sarah Standifer, Dallas Water Utilities. As previously mentioned, we would just ask that residents pay particularly close attention to their own pipes, know where your shutoff valve is, should you experience any outages, or if you have burst pipes following the event or during the event, you can reach us at 311. We will dispatch crews and we'll continue to provide support throughout the city as the event continues.
Good evening, everybody. This is Chief Justin Ball, Dallas Fire Rescue. Yeah, we'll up staff with paramedics in the inclement shelters, like we always do. We also collaborate with the police, and we've got teams of paramedics on shuttles. They'll go out through the night and they'll pick up anyone that's out there in weather that's not compatible with life. So we get a call and then we send them out and we'll pick up anyone that we feel is having trouble in this weather. As far as how busy it's going to be, our daily staffing handles this event. We just move resources and split teams up, and the main thing is we have the apparatus to cover it. So we're well prepared. This is what we do. If you don't want us to be quite as busy, then stay home. That's the advice. If you can, stay home because there will be a lot of car accidents. Thank you.
As so many have already said, we'll be here to serve and protect everyone in the city of Dallas. We'll do our job to keep everyone safe as we attempt to do every single day. One of the biggest things, like Chief Ball just said, if you don't have to go outside, please don't. That way we can make things go a whole lot smoother when it comes to safety for the city. We're going to be working with DFR on a regular to make sure that everyone is safe. We'll be fully staffed and ready to take on anything that we need to. Thanks.
Good afternoon, Paul Ramon, Director, Dallas Animal Services. As you've heard from quite a few people, to possibly stay indoors if you can and be safe. At the same time, you want to consider bringing in those pets, those furry family members, protected from the weather. Our staff will be patrolling and responding to calls for service for lack of care. If it's suspected that an animal is out in the elements and we need to follow up, we ask that a call be placed through the 311 or through the mobile app for lack of care, weather-related response. Our teams will be responding to those calls 24/7. We are available to support as well at the housing of the unsheltered for those who have pets. We have teams that are stood up and ready to go to support that effort as well. So our team, as usual, will be responding to these calls 24/7.
And good afternoon, I'm Cliff Gillespie, Director of Sanitation. Based on the current forecast, we anticipate minimal service impacts to sanitation customers on Friday. However, if road conditions deteriorate earlier than expected, that could cause some service delays. It looks more likely that we may have delays on Monday and Tuesday because of poor road conditions or dangerously low temperatures for our ground crews that manually empty garbage and recycle carts in locations where our automated trucks cannot operate. If we're significantly delayed on those days, service delays would likely cascade through next week, with sanitation working through Saturday the 31st to catch up. In the event of significant storm debris, we've already been in contact with our vendors that assist us with debris collections. They're on standby to deploy to provide collection assistance if necessary. And we'll be keeping a close eye on that, and we'll call in support if needed. Thank you.
So thank you very much to all of our city, the leadership team. And at this time, we are open to take any questions that you might have regarding our planning and operational efforts for this weekend. Thank you so much.
Yeah, when I said stay home, I did mean be safe at home. Just, the roads will be really icy, and in our experience, there's a lot of wrecks on the highways, even if they're driving slow. So that's the advice. As far as inside the home, we know you've got to keep warm, but be mindful if you're going to start your fireplace, open the draft or the carbon monoxide or come in the house. Don't start warming fires inside the house. And again, no cooking on the balcony. Candles. If the power does go out, don't rely on candles for light. And if you do, don't go to sleep with them still on, and don't have them near flammable material. You have to be mindful, especially when the power goes out. Did that answer your question? Good. Yeah. 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 No, you're right.
Gus Concarly, Director of the Department, Transportation and Public Works. Yes, so with the forecast, it's a bit tricky because of the fact that if we treat the roadway and we pre-treat it with brine, and the rain comes, then all that will be like a runoff, and as if like we haven't treated it. So we will be very closely monitoring the weather and the timing of the rain. But we will try to pre-treat some of the bridges and some of the problematic locations if we can before the storm and before it ices up. And then the sanding trucks will be definitely after, 24/7. We're going to go into 24/7 operations starting Friday afternoon. So this is part of the evaluation right now. So we're going to be getting with first responders and the critical infrastructure to identify. But this is where basically our initial focus is going to be, is to make sure that, as Madam City Manager mentioned, is that our critical infrastructure continue to operate.
Yes, so we are anticipating at this moment using the Grand Building. We have a backup building already identified if we fill capacity. We believe that we can fit somewhere in the range of 800 to 900 in the Grand Building. And if we have to go further, we've had those discussions with partners to do that. We certainly believe that everyone is set up for success with that. And again, we have transportation resources available if there are persons anywhere in the city that are experiencing unsheltered homelessness and would like to be at the shelter. We can get to them, we can provide them transportation, and make sure that they're safely cared for during this event.
Police or fire, we have a lot of good people in North Texas. What's your advice to the ones that if they are in an accident, whether obviously if they're injured, call 911, but if they're not injured, if they're on the roadway and the vehicle's still movable, that becomes a hazard for them. Can you talk about that and any advice you have for drivers?
Yeah, if they do get in an accident, particularly if it's on the highway, call 911, wait for us, and stay in your vehicle. It's very dangerous. It's dangerous anyway, stepping out your vehicle when you've had an accident. But in this weather, even a car going slow will slide into you, and you can't jump out of the way fast enough because it's too slippy. So just stay in the car, wait for us to get there.
Thank you so very much. So let me first of all say that every time that we've gone through a weather event like Storm Uri, there are so many lessons learned, and I want to give credit to this team for the work that they have provided in ensuring that the lessons that we've learned, whether it was coordination, whether it was lack of ongoing communication that we needed to have out into the community, whether that was also how we communicated with our elected officials and our other external partners. And so we have the systems in place to make sure that those communication chains, the feedback, and that ongoing engagement that we need to have out in the community, that it's intact. I will tell you that planning for events like this do not start today. We have had a significant amount of time over the way we work on our emergency operations plans to look at ways that we do this throughout the year. So when we face an event like what is being forecasted now, then we just start really pretty much implementing that plan. And so I think that's the beauty of having a team that is coordinated and they collaborate on a regular basis. It really allows for us during an event like this to be able to really show up for the community in a very profound way. And so that's what you're hearing today. And so this is planning, but this is now taking that planning and actually moving the implementation of it forward. What I can tell you is that we know that there will be things that we will have to address in the moment. I believe that we're prepared to do that, and we have the external partners also in place that you've heard about today that will allow for us, if we need additional capacity, whether it's with our staffing, that we'll be able to do that. During these times, we know that all of our essential staff members, that it is important for them to be at work, number one, but we also want to make sure that we're keeping all of our employees safe. And so depending on where we end up, by the time we get through all of our briefings on Friday, we might have a situation where our non-essential employees might have an opportunity to help in some of the essential areas. And so we will allocate resources as needed to make sure that we're providing services during this time in the safest way and the most feasible way. So thank you very much for your question. I think it's the coordination of the communication. and how we're doing that with this kind of central kind of command that everybody comes to, everybody's a part of it, and how do we make sure that we've already identified who those external partners are, and we're not doing that in the moment. I think we learned that there are a lot of things that we can do with some of our external partners outside of the organization that helps us. We haven't talked about the way that we're now able to, we had issues where some of our park and rec facilities that we wanted to use during that time were not equipped with generators so they could stay open. Well, we've now been able to resolve that. And so through funding that came through, I think it was a couple of a FEMA grant that we've been able to now to outfit those rec centers to where we have those emergency generators. So if we need to then open up those spaces for even community people where their electricity might go out, they might need to just go and charge their cell phone, they will be able to go to a rec center to do that. So I think just overall, the communications piece and also being able to leverage other resources outside of the city that we'll be able to utilize during this time. Did that answer your question? Thank you. Yes. Sure. It will be as needed, and that coordination will be done through the Emergency Operations Center. So Mr. Oden's team will be responsible for getting that communication out. If we need to activate one of those park and rec facilities, it will be announced. It'll be on our social media sites, so community people know exactly where to go. So thank you for the question.
Yes, thank you for the question. General rule of thumb is once you hit 75% capacity, you'll start to assess where are we at are things getting better, are they getting worse, and what additional capacity do we need? That's why at this point in time, we've already identified the primary site. We're going to start moving into that primary site tomorrow so that it is ready to go on Friday. And then if the backup site is needed, we'll have plenty of advanced heads up to do that. And the same with some of the capacity and capability we have at the park and rec sites for power outages like you had mentioned. We've got those resources on standby that we can move them from point A to point B to best serve the residents very, very quickly.
And so if there are no more questions, that concludes today's press event. And thank you all again for participating. And feel free if there are any additional questions that you would like to ask individually, we'll be more than happy to respond. Thank you very much. Y'all stay safe.